This is Ben Garcia with List Realty. You can visit us at listrealty.com. This is going to be a quick 15-minute video on the basics of doing a rental search on Matrix. Now, most of you are confused about Matrix. It's quite a bit different than Fusion or the basic MLS. It's a little bit trickier and not very intuitive because it's not graphical in order to be used on multiple platforms. So basically that's the problem. So there's things that you would think is common sense that are not common sense here. So you kind of have to learn it in order to then use it. So it's caused a lot of issues with new realtors and experienced realtors using it. So we're going to do a quick run through of some basics, and we're going to start with a rental search. Okay, so you have your matrix open, and you're just going to go to search and RNT. Okay, you're going to go to RNT residential search. That's going to open up the this interface. Okay, so basically at first it looks a little confusing compared to Fusion, but we'll go through it so you can get the hang of it. Okay, so basically right now we're going to do a quick search of a rental of $1,300 to $1,600 in a few cities, see the results, set up the client to get an auto response email so you don't have to worry about it anymore, and then have them set up as a contact and basically go through the motions very quickly. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do here is you'll notice that the price is one of the first things you're looking at. Okay, here you're used to having something where there's two boxes and it says like between this and that or the other. In Matrix it doesn't work that way. So here you have to put $1,600 minus. So you wouldn't think of that off the top of your head, but this is the way it works. Again, this is one of those that's not intuitive, so you have to kind of learn it in order to just do it moving forward. So this is $1,600 and under. So everything that is under $1,600 will show up. Well, I don't really want that. So I want between and up to $1,600. So real quick, I'll show you if you want over $1,600. Okay, so it's a minimum of $1,600. You would put 1,600 plus. So that'll give you everything that's over $1,600. But I want 1,300 to 1,600. So that's how you have to put it in. Okay, again, not really what you would think of right off the top of your head. So you have to learn it. First thing first. Okay, so now we're going to go into 2 bedroom. Okay, right here, and then we're going to say 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Okay, so right now you're going nothing is really seems to have happened. If you have to look down here, okay, to see the matches changing. Okay, so this is going to tell you what's going on in that price range and according to the cities you've put in and what have you. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. I always suggest 40 to 50 properties. Some people say they only want to send a client 5 properties. I think that's a big mistake. You also don't want to send them 100 and have them, go crazy. If you're only sending them 5 properties and the next realtor sends them 30, the next realtor is going to look like they have more inventory and they're probably going to forget about you. So there's a happy median somewhere around 40 to 50 properties. 35, somewhere in that range, okay, so that they can properly have a good variety to search in. Some of the things I would tell you when somebody says, oh, I want to have a garage, a lot of realtors don't put garages in. Forget about that. If they say I only want properties with no carpet, forget about that. Let them know that a lot of realtors just don't put in the flooring type. So please take a look at the pictures, and if you see the description of the pictures say carpet, you can just move on past that property. It's the same thing with fenced in yard or tile floors or granite countertops. I'm sorry, a lot of realtors don't put in that it's updated kitchens or granite countertops. You can tell by the picture pictures, and if you don't like it, you can just move on. You need to be that way. Don't sit here and try to look through all of the properties once you've got them and pick and choose what you think the client is going to want, because that's not your job. Let them pick the properties. You do the parameters and send the search according to what they've discussed, and then let them do the choosing. Do not choose it for them. You might find a property that has old carpeting that a landlord is willing to put wood floors in for them. So don't put yourself in that position. Okay? So basically, I have my search set up automatically to have a certain amount of cities, okay, in the South Broward area. Okay? So you can set up these auto searches, and that's for another video. But for right now, if I took out all the cities, which is right here at the bottom, this is not the cities. Big mistake everybody always makes is they glance here and it appears that this is where the cities are. So you start putting in the cities here, but it is not the cities. This is the geographic area. As you see, here's Fort Lauderdale, here's Fort Lauderdale, here's Fort Lauderdale. So if you're looking in specific areas like East Fort Lauderdale or this and that, then you can use the geographical areas according to the maps that the boards put out. Okay, but I don't use this at all. Okay, because the clients often want to be in a certain place but end up in a completely different place. You always have to remember that. The idea is your clients come to you with what they want. Our job is to get them what they need. So if they were just to say Fort Lauderdale, I would, or East Fort Lauderdale, whatever, I'm going to put Fort Lauderdale. They can choose, and I will narrow it down according to the different parameters. So as you see, I took out all the cities. So basically, it's everything that's in Broward County right now is 139 matches. If I took out Broward County, okay, you see there's 285 matches, which this client obviously wants to be in Broward County, so I have to click the county. So right now I have 139 matches, way too many. Okay, so I know that they want to be in the Hollywood area. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find Hollywood. And I'm going to put that in first. That's their main choices to be in Hollywood. There's 24 matches. So now I'm going to say, you know what, that's just a slightly less than they're looking for. So I'm going to say, I know they wanted to be in the western part of Hollywood. They didn't want to be east of 95. I'm just giving an example, okay? So I know that if that's the case, there's some properties in that price range in Pembroke Pines. So I'm going to add Pembroke Pines, and I have to hit the control. You have to hit control Pembroke Pines in order to add it. Okay, watch what happens if I just pick Pembroke Park without hitting control. It takes out Hollywood and Pembroke Pines and just puts in Pembroke Park. A big mistake. Then you're confused and you go, what just happened? Oh my God, it doesn't make sense. So again, not intuitive. So I'm going to click on Pembroke Pines. It's going to give me 2. And then I'm going to go back to Hollywood. I'm going to hit the control button and Hollywood. Okay, and there we go. Now I also know in my area there's Miramar. Okay, which is also a nice area west, okay, that has properties in that price range. There's 33. That's a nice match. The first time your client says that I want to be in this specific area and you have trouble finding properties and you spent 3 days, 4 days sending them 1 or 2, and then you call them and they go, oh, I'm sorry, I went with another realtor, I found the property. And you say, oh, really? And they go, yeah, I ended up in Coral Springs, 10 miles away from the location you've been trying to find. It's because people end up getting what they need. Everybody wants a Ferrari for the price of a Tercel. That's what they come to you with. Our job is to get an understanding of what they really need, broaden the search as much as possible, give them the options that they're looking for, the 30, 40 to 50 range, okay, and get it out to them and put them on that autoresponder so that they have the ability to get those properties on a regular basis. So now we have 33 matches. We're going to say that's good enough for right now. Okay, so now you're going to go to the results. You're going to hit and click on results. Okay, prior to that, I just want to show you in the event that they only want single family homes, here you can click single family homes. Now you see it changed to 3 matches. You can hit only apartments or only condos. Okay, you'll see that it changes. There's 4 condos. Okay, so right now what we want to do is we're going to hit all of them. It defaults to all of them. Okay, so you'll see that it'll go back to the 33, it'll go back to all the matches once you have hit all of them. You'll see that you've hit all of them, and you would think that they would all show back up, all 33. That's not the way it works. So you say, okay, I'm going to hit them all and I'll have the 33. There's 2 different property types. There's the style and a type of property. Style is the only one that's required by the MLS. You don't have to put in type of property. So a lot of people don't put in type of property. So if you look, here are the styles: annual, furnished, unfurnished, etc. So these are the ones that I have defaulted. Okay, again, on my search, I have them defaulted. So you get more properties that way. So if you go here and you unclick all of these, which are you doing via the control button, okay, now I get my 33 matches. Okay? Because this one overrides that. Very important. Always remember that, okay? You just basically leave it as much as possible, as vague as possible, okay? And let them make their choices accordingly, okay? But if they say, I only want single family homes, if you want to learn about it, that's really R60 residential annual, okay? Condo is condo annual, apartments are apartments, duplexes are duplexes, and townhomes are townhomes. So if they only want single family homes, you can do it via this button right here. Okay, so you're hitting again the control button, and there's residential annual 60, R60. So you see 14 matches. Okay, that is single family. So I'm going to go and do all of these because this client in general, they'll take anything they can for the $1,300 to $1,600 2-bedroom range. Okay, so we're back to our 33 matches. I'm going to hit the results screen. Now the results screen has 25 per page on an agent single line RNT, okay, grid. You need to make sure that all of your properties are seen in one screen. Again, not intuitive, doesn't make any sense. Don't know why it's like this. We just have to learn that we have to put and change it so that all of these are shown in order to get all of these properties to our client in one shot. So I'm going to not look at any of them. I don't want any. I'm not going to spend any time sitting here searching, trying to guess what this client wants or doesn't want. Do not do that. So the next step is you toggle them all. Make sure all 33 are toggled. You have the agent single line. Okay, this is the way I would prefer it to go to them. Then they can change it any way they want according to the search, the way they like to see it. Okay, but this is the way you'll start. Now, again, right now you would think emailing would be what you would want to do in order to get them to get their auto email and everything. It is not what you want to do. You have to hit the save button and watch. Again, counterintuitive, doesn't make any sense. You just have to learn it. So you hit save, and once you hit save, now the new auto email function pops up. Again, doesn't make a lot of sense, just you have to learn it. So now when you click new auto email, that's when you're going to go in and you're going to create your new contact rather. Okay, and I'm just going to make the contact, John Smith. Okay, and I'm going to make it Smith at listrealty.com. Okay, or I'll just make it my own email just for the heck of it. Okay, so we can see the results afterwards. Okay. So you can BCC yourself if you want. I would not recommend that. Okay, so I have it defaulted to not BCC myself. I do not want to know every single time a property comes up, especially on rentals. If you only have one client you're working with on a sale or something like that, you might want to. But at the volume I work at, it's impossible for me to do it. I've got somewhere in the vicinity of 15 to 20 new clients every day. I cannot even think for a moment to get copied on anything that they're getting. So on the subject, I just put new properties or something like that, whatever you want. Okay, for that particular client. Okay, I leave the portal information alone. You can again change it and customize it. All right, I just kind of leave it alone. All right. I do not like the reverse prospecting results. That means that the other agents are going to say, "Oh, look, there's somebody that's looking for my properties or looking in properties that I have. Let me contact them." You'll be flooded with contacts of other realtors sending you emails, having you want to look at their properties. Again, it's not proper. It's not good. It'll drive you nuts, especially in rentals. Okay. I want the client to be alerted ASAP, not daily. I want them to be ASAP. Okay, the minute a new property comes out, I want them to be alerted. So now you're done. Basically, when you hit save, it does email them. You're thinking save, so what does that mean? Did it save? Did it send? It doesn't make any sense. Know that it did send it. That's it. That's all you have to do. You're done. Move on to the next client. That's all you need to do. You think now it's confusing the first time you do it. Well, wait, how do I know? And this and that. So I always suggest you do it to yourself first. Do one for yourself, and then take a look at what it looks like when it comes back to you. All right, so now let's go back and think, okay, you know what? I forgot they have a dog. Oh, goodness, I need to change it. Okay, so you're going to refine, okay, and you're going to go back to the criteria. Okay, so you're going to hit the criteria, not the refine. You're going to hit the criteria, and you're going to say, "Oh boy, I have a dog. I forgot." So what do? How do you add the dog? You hit the additional fields right here, add, remove. Okay, and you look for pets. Okay, and this is where you have all of the things that you need. Pets allowed, pet restrictions, okay? And then back. There's nothing else you need to do. Now it's here. And now we say, is it a dog and it's more than 20 pounds? Okay, so we have dog and it's yes, pets are allowed. So you want to see that toggled first. And then dogs and over 20 pounds. Now you only have 8 matches. You see that? Now you only have 8 matches. Okay, so now you go back to your results. Okay, and you're going to toggle all of them. Okay, and hit the save. Okay, and that you can do the new auto email and send it to them, and they will get it updated. Okay, so now you go new auto email, you go and you grab the contact that was in there. Okay, you can say Ben. Okay, new properties with dog allowed. Okay, etc. Make sure you do it the same way, ASAP, save, and it's done. Okay, so this is a very a good function right here, the additional fields. Okay, again, I always have it toggled to no HOPA because 55 and over, I don't want that to be to show up. A lot of people are not interested in 55 and over, so that's one of those little things that I put in there. The last thing you want to do is get somebody excited about a 55 and over community. They didn't realize they were in it, and because they're always cheaper than the regular ones, and then you find out you're going to make an offer on it. It's 55 and over. You look like a fool, and your client's like, do you even know what you're doing? They'll leave you and go somewhere else. Okay, so this is really important. HOPA. Make sure you add remove fields, add HOPA, and toggle the no HOPA or unverified. A lot of times unverified just means that they don't know. There's a few of those in there. Okay. Again, here's the furnished. I have that come out. If I want it furnished, I just click furnished, but you can add and remove anything you want. Okay. Again, I would keep it as open as possible so that you have as many matches as you can. So now you only have 8 matches here. You can say, you know what, that's not enough. Let me just add Davie and Dania Beach, which are some surrounding towns. And look, that only added 9. So you know what, I'm going to add maybe Cooper City, and I know that Plantation is close by, so maybe they'd be interested in that, and I can have a conversation about that. I can add that into the email and say, hey, listen, there was only 8 properties that allowed dogs, so I added Plantation and Davie. That gave me 3 more in case you're interested. You know, they're not going to mind that. Okay, and you can add, you can change it now here too. You say, you know what, maybe if I go down to 1,200, I'll get a few more. Okay, that allow dogs. No, it doesn't. So maybe if I go up, even though they told me 1,600, maybe if I go up to 1,700, I'll get a couple more. No, that really didn't help out. So let me just leave it, and that's that. It is what it is, and send it to them. You'll always get fewer when you have a dog involved. Okay, so this is basically, I tried to keep it to 15 minutes. This did come out to about 21 minutes. Do appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can go to listrealty.com. You're welcome to call us, and good luck to you.